Hello, everyone at MGM Northfield Park. I'm Jan Jones.
And I'm Lori Vick. And we both wish we could be there with you tonight, live, celebrating Michael's musical legacy.
Michael could certainly tell a story through his music, but he could also tell a powerful story through the television camera. And Lori and I had the joy of working with him at Fox TV 8.
More than just co-workers, we all became very close personal friends, so we are really privileged tonight to represent Michael's extended TV 8 family, who grew to love and respect him during his Emmy Award-winning broadcast career.
Well, Michael and I were reporters first, and then we became the very unlikely co-hosts of PM Magazine. I mean, he was from rock and roll, I was from live television, but quickly we brought our own style of like live to the format. And that meant that when we were teasing each other or when we made mistakes, we just left it all on the table, and you got to know us very well, including our bloopers. And that reminds me of a time when we were filming at Put-in-Bay. I was driving a golf cart and Michael was sitting on the back, and the idea was that we would say our lines and then I would drive off camera. And all went very well until I gunned the cart and it was in reverse. And my gosh, I looked over my shoulder and Michael had flown off the back of the cart and I was in shock. I mean, I literally started to tremble and cry. I knew that I had hurt him terribly. I put my face in my hands and I just was shaking because I could hear him moaning. I could hear him trying to get up. I didn't know what to do until I looked back and realized he was fine. He had jumped off the cart and he was making up these sounds and looking at the camera, pointing at me and having a little bit of fun. Well, even when I found out, I still couldn't stop crying because I felt so terrible. And in true Michael Stanley form, he ended up comforting me. Well, we laughed about that for a very long time, and he never let me drive again.
I can imagine. That story's priceless, Jan. Well, you know, after PM Magazine came a show called Cleveland Tonight, and I joined you and Michael as the third host, the news lady host. So this was live television, and more often than not, during the commercial breaks, Michael would have us laughing so hard, laughing till we cried with his crazy antics. But sure enough, the television cameras, when the commercial was over, come up on me to deliver the hard news of the day. Definitely not laughing material. It was all I could do to keep a straight face, and what made it even harder was, out of the corner of my eye, I see Michael, his shoulders shaking because he's still laughing more because he knew I'm sweating bullets trying not to laugh. So that was our Michael. And Michael, we know that you are up there leading the band in music, and I also suspect that you're up there leading all of God's creatures in laugh till you cry kind of laughter. And finally tonight, Mr. Stanley, on behalf of your entire Fox 8 TV family, with great love and respect, this is Ms. Vick signing off on this broadcast until we meet again.
And to all of you who are live in the MGM audience tonight, Michael Stanley surely lived his life to the fullest, and he would say to you, enjoy the music and live your life to the fullest. Have a great night.
You look back at most guys who write a whole lot of songs this far down the line at the body of work, and you can usually see a thread somewhere that runs through it. Bruce writes a lot about cars and the working man, and Jagger writes about him getting laid. And I started wondering, what's the theme? What's my recurring theme that I keep coming back to, either intentionally or unintentionally? And I realized it was the theme of you just never know. You just never know what's coming around the corner. Never just know what's in store, what's around that bend, what's around tomorrow. The problem was that I had gone into that with a real naive thing, and I always thought that, yeah, I'm open to what's right around the corner. But I always thought it was going to be something good, you know. And then you find out it isn't always something good. But that's part of the journey. You know, take the good with the bad, see how you bounce back from it. And even though I got my eyes wide open in the last 3 or 4 years about how much bad shit can be around the corner, it also opened them back up to how many good things are around there, how many friends you got, how many new experiences are in front of you, how many new songs there are. And this is a song that Bob and I wrote way back when. And I think it was the first of the You Just Never Know songs. And I think it might be the best of the first You Just Never Know songs. It's certainly one of my favorite things that I've ever been involved in writing. And on a special note, Mr. Philander over here, Mr. Dobek. What did I say? Back in the summer of '65, feeling more dead than alive. I was holding on to the radio. No one always helped me get back. Down the street she moved to a beat. Just an angel that is gone. Through my life she cried like a knife. Still walking around the sky somewhere in the night. Reaching out, touching me somewhere in the night. Somewhere in the night. And I just can't let go.
It was 1950 in the cold and rain when my father took me to my very first game. Said the Browns are gonna show you how the game is played. Here we go again. 54, 55, 64. You can find the trophy on the old age shore. Now the orange and brown coming back for more. Here we go again. I said, here we go again. It's the Cleveland Browns and it's 1st and 10. So get on your feet and let the games begin. 'Cause here we go again. Well, we all got memories of the things we did, like the old dog pound and the cardiac kids. Now we're gonna make new ones in a brand new crib. 'Cause here we go again. Oh, get out your colors and wear them proud. 'Cause the boys are back, we're gonna rock this town. So let them all hear you and shout it out loud. Here we go. Here we go again. So here we go again. It's the Cleveland Browns and it's 1st and 10. So get on your feet and let the games begin. 'Cause here we go again.
Hi everybody, Joe Walsh here. Bill Simzik, the James Gang's producer, introduced me to Michael Stanley, and I played on his first album, and my favorite song from that album was called Rosewood Bitters, which I actually recorded later on. Michael was a great guy. He was a very, very gifted songwriter and a good musician. And he was able to get across to people who played on his album the feeling, the spirit of the song, the mojo of the song. And that's what we all loved. It wasn't just another song, it was a Michael Stanley song. And I just want to say that I will miss you, Michael, and I love you, and I'm grateful to God for the time I had you in my life. And you were pretty darn good on radio, too, buddy.